You know that feeling when you're looking at a debt, maybe a credit card balance, and it feels like you're just running in place. You're making payments, but that total number, it just barely seems to move. Well, there's a really powerful, kind of hidden force at work there. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it operates.
Right? It's a super frustrating feeling, isn't it? It's like you're on a treadmill, you're working hard, you're trying to get ahead, but someone keeps moving the finish line further and further away. And the thing is, that isn't just a feeling. For a lot of different types of debt, it's a mathematical reality.
And look, that feeling, it's not just in your head. There's a specific financial mechanic behind it, and it has a name. It's a concept that can either build massive fortunes or, as you see here, it can dig some really deep financial holes. When you're in debt, it's basically a trap that's designed to keep you right where you are.
Okay, so let's dive into what this thing actually is. The engine behind that whole unwinnable race is something called compound interest. And I'm telling you, understanding this one single concept is one of the most important things you can do to take control of your finances.
So, let's break down that textbook definition. See, with simple interest, the charge is always based on the original amount you borrowed. But compound interest is different. It calculates its charge on a number that keeps growing, your original loan plus all the interest that's already piled up.
And that is the key phrase right there. Your debt starts generating its own debt. It's like a feedback loop. The interest you already owe starts creating more interest. It's a really small, almost unnoticeable thing at first, but this is the secret sauce that lets debt spiral out of control with scary speed.
I know, that sounds a little abstract, so let's make it really, really concrete. Our source material gives us this brilliant, super simple analogy to see exactly how this works. It's a cautionary tale we're calling a monkey's bad deal.
So just imagine a monkey who needs a little help. He's short on stones, the local currency, so he does what anyone would do. He heads down to the only financial institution in the jungle, the Capuchin Bank.
The deal is done. Our monkey gets his stones, but, well, life happens. He gets busy, maybe he just forgets about the loan, and he doesn't make a payment. And this is the exact moment the trap starts to snap shut. He starts with a really clear, manageable debt, 100 stones. It feels simple, right? It's a nice round number, easy to keep in his head. But the bank, of course, has its own rules that are just about to kick in.
The Capuchin Bank's interest rate is 2% a month. And that sounds pretty small, doesn't it? Just 2 stones for every 100. But the real fine print, the real trick, is in how that 2% gets applied.
Let's just walk through this together. So after the first month, the 2% charge adds 2 stones. The new debt is 102. Simple enough. But here's the twist. The next month, the bank doesn't calculate 2% of the original 100 stones. Nope. It calculates 2% of the new total, 102 stones. So the charge is 2.04 stones. And that, right there, is the core mechanic. The number that the interest is based on is always getting bigger.
Now, that extra amount is tiny at first, just a fraction of a stone. You'd barely even notice it. But this is the crucial part. It's a process that feeds on itself. This is how the snowball starts to form at the top of the hill.
Every single month, that new pebble of interest is calculated on a slightly larger pile of stones. And then that new, bigger total generates an even bigger pebble of interest the next month. This is the engine of exponential growth. And right now, it is working directly against our monkey. And here is where you can really see the damage. Look at this jump. After just 1 year, that 100-stone debt has already grown to 127 stones. But the real shocker? Check out the 3-year mark. The debt has more than doubled to 204 stones, all without the monkey borrowing a single extra stone. The debt is just growing all by itself, and it's getting faster.
And as our source material puts it, this self-fueling growth is exactly why escaping stone car debt feels like such an impossible, uphill battle. See, the monkey isn't just trying to pay back the 100 stones he borrowed anymore. He's now fighting this ever-growing pile of interest that is literally generating itself. Okay, so a monkey borrowing stones, it's a simple story, right? But its logic is a perfect parallel to our modern financial world. Let's just swap out the stones and put in some dollars. It's a perfect one-to-one map. The Capuchin Bank, that's your bank. The 100 stones, that's your credit card balance, your loan principal. And that stone card debt, well, that's the very real financial debt that so many of us deal with.
And listen, this is not just about credit cards. This compounding machine is humming away in the background of all sorts of debt. When you only make those minimum payments, what you're really doing is just paying off the new interest, but you're not touching the original amount you owe. That's how you get stuck on that treadmill, letting the compounding work entirely for the lender and not for you.
And that's the real takeaway here. This isn't just some scary math to freak you out. No, this is empowering knowledge. Once you can actually see the machine and understand exactly how it works, you can start making smart choices. You can prioritize paying down those high-interest compounding debts first, and you can break the cycle. You can turn this thing into a race you can actually win.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Compound interest is like a force of nature, kind of like gravity. It never sleeps. It can either pull you down deeper and deeper into debt, or when you use it for savings and investments, it can lift you up and build wealth. The choice really begins with understanding how it works. So the real question is, which direction is it working in your life right now?